live on the program. Simply reach out to us by way of a comment on our Facebook Live, or you can, I guess that's the best way. I was going to say you can call in, but rather than calling in, just comment on the Facebook Live.
Comment on the Facebook Live. You can do it from wherever you are. Of course, you can download our apps as well, so you never miss an episode of Positive Business Talk, learning how to gain mass exposure for your brand. You want to become a star? Turn yourself into a guest author.
A what?
A guest author.
2 words I don't know that I've heard before.
I hadn't either. Jason Demers, he said guest blogging is one of the best online marketing strategies you can use, especially when you have the momentum leading you to bigger and better opportunities on a regular basis. As doors open, of course, we all know what media exposure can get you. It opens doors, period. So he says it's notoriously hard, though, to get started as a guest author. So here's what you can do, and here it's going to open doors and it's going to be amazing, but it's hard. Mm-hmm. So what can you do to generate that early momentum for your personal brand and become a guest author? Well, here's a couple of things. Now, first, let's talk about the gateway to more opportunities and the advantages.
All right.
Visibility, of course, for your brand. You become a leading authority and expert in the industry. You actually get to build valuable links and connections back and forth to your site. And then, of course, it's the gateway to more opportunities. Did
you hear over the weekend that the news was that a 13-year-old girl was selected to be the newest employee for the New York Post?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, 13-year-old who is the newest columnist for the New York Post's kids pages. Oh. And she's an advice columnist. And here she is. She's on the payroll. And I thought, well, wow, how did you do that? It's this.
This is exactly it. You want to build your personal brand. You want to get recognition. You want to create more opportunities. You need media exposure. And being an online blogger, a guest blogger, is a great way to do that. But here are some steps, because it's not the easiest thing to get recognized and to open doors. But we've all seen, once it builds up the momentum, that it does work.
Step 1, build your personal brand. Create a personal brand. You'll need to decide, how do you want to present yourself professionally? Are you going to be witty, or are you going to be straight-laced? Are you going to be claiming all your social media files with that same branding, or are you going to mix it up?
Well, what do you want to be known for?
Right.
The specialist of what? Of positive thinking, of social media, of customer service, of customer loyalty, employee recognition, employee engagement. What do you want to be known for? So when people think of you, I remember I used to teach cake decorating lessons at the Michael's Craft Store in my neighborhood, and they called me the cake lady, right? This was not rocket science. But this is how people think of you, of they kind of tie you to what you do and create a brand for you. Your customers will often do it for you.
So if you were going to create that brand around that, maybe you would call yourself the Colorado Cake Lady.
The Colorado Cake Lady. And then this gives you the filter of which all the articles, all the things you want to talk about, all the things that matter on your website, and the different channels that it opens up for you to be featured on, because it all matches. And this is creating that consistency, right? Because if they're confused and I do this, and so much more, right? For example, I could do, stay-at-home mom. I could do personal development. I could do time management. I can do organization, but it's too many. Like, who are you? Pick a brand, pick something that you want to be known for. I know there's more to you. You're multifaceted, but pick the umbrella that kind of covers it all to allow you to express your personal side. Next, he says you need to create a hub, which is your primary website or your blog site, where you can create and publish your own content regularly. He says this is your base of operations for forwarding your guest post traffic and a portfolio for potential publishers to review.
Yeah, this is not a place to cut corners. If you're going to create this hub, spend some time perfecting that design and make sure that there are well-written posts, that everything that you're doing is designed to appeal to those who are coming, because you never know who knows you or might want to know you.
Right, these are really the samples, right? This is your interview. to your portfolio to say, this is the kind of stuff that I do.
When I was in high school, I was an athlete, and the scouts would come along. The college scouts would come along and sit in the bleachers during our practices, and they would watch us play. This is the same thing. The scouts are going to come to your hub, and they're going to watch what's going on. Don't let them go away without being impressed.
And so look up, when you think about your brand and what else is out there, do some Google searches and look up other folks' websites. How do they look? Which ones are, look appealing? We do that all the time. I'll go to a website and I like how it's laid out. I like how simple it is, or I like the colors, or I like some of the words that they're using to attract people into the system. And so do your research. And a lot of this, I think we can dismiss the research portion of, we don't want to do the homework. We just want to jump in.
Right.
But, there's people that have already, tried and true. They've made the mistakes. They've already, kind of scratched the surface of what needs to be done. So don't, we did a podcast not too long ago, or a webinar on how to do a profitable podcast, because of all the research that we have had to do to create it and to figure it out. Let somebody else, they've already done all the hard work for you. Don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel.
This next and perhaps the final point that we're going to have time for is to seek a publisher with few barriers to entry. This is critical. High-level publishers don't typically accept content from little-known sources. So align yourself with a publisher who has a smaller barrier to entry. For instance, you want to get known, you want to be well known in your sphere, align yourself with the Experience Pros radio show. We notoriously have lower barriers to entry. We'll take you if you're new, right? Because we want to train you to be that expert. Once you get to that level of expertise, nobody can take it away from you.
Nobody can take it away once you've created it, right? That intellectual property, all that you have. And so making sure that your brand is getting out, that you're sharing your content, that you're actually reaching out. It's kind of the same thing as looking for partners and power partners and customers.
Yep.
Now you're looking for places to feature your brand, but it's collaboration at its finest. You want to become a star? Become a guest author and start blogging. Your content. When people come into your website these days, they're looking for free content and they're looking for value, and they're not often yet ready to buy. So this allows you to build up that trust in the marketplace, that establish yourself as the leading industry expert. You increase your credibility and you increase your sales.
Absolutely. Brilliantly executed. Thank you for sharing that with us. And folks, we encourage you to get a copy of the archives of this by simply going to experiencepros.com, click the radio tab, then click the archives button. That's where you'll find all the videos the videos, the audios, all of it, all available right there.
Love it.
All right. Don't go anywhere, folks. More positive business talk right after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.